Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set of all time, part 26. I'm going to say it once because it matters for all three of the ones that come up. Printed pieces on these micro fighters make it so much better. I'm always going to be harder with my grading toward micro builds because micro builds are never something that everybody's going out the way to get excited for. But even with that being said, this is pretty good. This is a 7 out of 10. Obi-Wan Starfire is looking absolutely beautiful, and I like the slave one. I even like that they make it so you can turn the little flaps down and have it in landing mode. That's something you don't need for these, but it looks great. Giving this another 7 out of 10. And then doubling up on the printing for this is just chef's kiss, but isn't it just too flat? So I'm giving this one a 5 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 27. Oh my god, I love this little guy. Isn't he so stupid looking? Like, this is one of the rarest cases where it can just look nothing like what it's supposed to be, but it's just so good. Its stumpy little legs, its bulky body, it's a little doggy. I like it. It's an 8 out of 10. Then the gunship, they kind of cooked. Not gonna lie, this looks really good. It's got the domes on the side of the body, on the wings, everything's looking good. Low-key one of the most accurate gunships we've got. It's another 8 out of 10. But they can't all be winners. This one's kind of just bland. Bulky little brown thing. It's good for an MTT, it's just not a build I would have gone, oh, make it in this scale. So this one's like a 4 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 28. While it's nice to get a combo set for a bunch of the mini builds, that bonus pack sticker looks so bootleg it's unreal. It's about a 7 out of 10 though. And the first UCS Snowspeeder is pretty dang cool. It looks good. It's white, unlike the other one that was gray. It looks much better in the white. Solid cockpit pieces. If it was a little bit more tiled off, it'd be great. This one gets another 7 out of 10. Now for one of my rare takes that I know is gonna get a lot of people pissed. This set is not that great. It's pretty dang good. The fact that this became the grail that everyone hunts for and everyone is so excited to see and get, I just don't get it. Yes, the figures are pretty good and pretty dang unique, but dang, that build kinda sucks. And even though I don't think it's all that, it's still so iconic that I have to give it an 8. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 29. Back with the mini builds, I don't really know what this little bit of greebling on the top of the Star Destroyer is. None of the Star Destroyers I know have a sort of binoculars up in the front. It's a first draft of what we're gonna get many Star Destroyers, so like a 5 out of 10. And the Sith Infiltrator gets something that's a little bit nice, another printed piece. I love to see those. A little bit of the sand blue does help this one. It's 6 out of 10. Then the Imperial Struggle. I love this, especially because of the beautiful cockpit printed piece up in the front. They nailed it on this one. I'm giving this another 8 out of 10. What would you rate these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 30. And my soul wants to give this a 10 out of 10. The Dewback, the Sandspeeder, the Greedo, everything in this set is amazing. It's just that Cantina build is so lame, so I have to give it a 9 out of 10. For the ATT, I don't really know what they were doing with the green up in the front. I get it, they just wanted to make it more colorful, but the feet also just look really lame. Looks like a little bug more than an ATT. So this is like another even 5 out of 10. For the Snowspeeder, first great play scale one. I don't like it in the gray, I prefer it in the white. Give it the little sand tones. Not too different from the old one, but it's still better. I give this one an 8 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 31. Well boys, here we have it, another 10 out of 10. You get a full X-Wing, Yoda's hut, Yoda, special Dagobah Luke. Everything about this is a stellar set. What else could you ask for Dagobah? And while the Falcon is really good, it's still a little bit bland, and we just know we get better in the future. But for the second Falcon ever, it's an 8 out of 10. Big upgrade from the first one. And then this polybag is very basic. I think this is the exact same one we got before, just without the other TIE fighter involved. So like 5 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 32. I'm starting to get tired of these mini builds, but I'll give you this. Copying the Jango Slave one from a few years ago was really good choice, especially in this color scheme. It looks good. It's a 6 out of 10. TIE Interceptor also looks pretty cool. I like the way they got the angles down. It's another 6 out of 10. Now I'm getting sick and tired of this because I've given it a pass when it was re-released once. It's been re-released twice now. Get it out of here. It's a 4 out of 10. Why do I care? But what would you grade these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 33. Man, we've had some terrible collab sets, bundle sets, but this one's the best one we've seen so far. 4 different TIE fighters making a whole battalion. This is cool. 9 out of 10. And for our first UCS Y-Wing, this is a big upgrade from the other ones that we got. I do find it really funny how tiny the droid is in the back of it, but otherwise solid build. I give this an 8 out of 10. But then set 6570 is a bonus pack that includes these two sets. There's like no pictures of what this looked like boxed together. It is so obscure, and it's also so dumb. What do these sets have in common? 4 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 34. We finally reached the year of Revenge of the Sith, and they nailed the polybags this year from the look of things. I kinda dislike the fact there's different colored windshields, one's trans black, one's trans clear, but other than that, it's still pretty good. It's a 7 out of 10. And then they nailed it again with the ARC 170. It's cool to see how accurate they can make these with so little pieces. They basically nailed every little bit of it that I'd want. It's like an 8 out of 10. But this one's not so great. Also, this one wasn't released, so do I even count it? It's on Brickset, so I will. It's like a 3 out of 10 though. What would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 35. While I am nostalgic for this Scout Walker, I do own it. I think the printing and the special pieces for it are just amazing. It's just way too big. So 7 out of 10. But the Vader's transformation chamber, even though it's super basic, it gets the job done, and I do like it. It is another 7 out of 10. But the Tri-Fighter is one of the most tried and true things that LEGO's ever done. They barely changed this ever since they first made it, so that makes it an 8 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 36. This is a set that may be a little bit outdated, but it's still a classic. We've never gotten that lizard again, so it's still unique to this day. Grievous's wheel is great. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. And when I was a kid, I wanted this set so bad, but according to what I'm seeing, the lightsaber dueling feature didn't actually work great, but light up figures, cool little display that does show off that it is Mustafar. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. And now for a set that's very special to me, because this set is the first LEGO Star Wars set I ever got. I bought a sealed copy to keep as a grail in my collection, and not only is it the fact that it is a really good set, Vulture Droid's great, Starfighter's great, it's just got that nostalgia for me of being my first set ever. So I'm not just giving this a 10 out of 10, I'm giving it an 11 out of 10, but that's purely because I'm me. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 37. This is a set I very much like, but it's also a set that's very dated. I do prefer the orange on the tank than the grays we have in the future, but even if it doesn't hold up the greatest, I do like it a lot, so it's a 7 out of 10. This is the ARC 170 that I have on my display. I love the build for this thing, but the figures aren't the best, and I'm gonna be honest, the mechanism could be better. So it is a 9 out of 10 for me. And for this set, I think what makes it so great is the figure selection. Light up Luminara, a little General Wookiee, Yoda, the Swamp Speeder. There's a lot to love about this set, but it's only a 9 out of 10 for me. It doesn't reach that pure legendary status as some of the others. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 38. LEGO Star Wars in 2005 was one of the best, strongest early years we have, and the Turbo Tank's a great classic. Amazing figures, light up lightsaber. This is another 10 for me. And while we got a light up lightsaber in this one, the build just isn't the best, but it is still pretty good. I do give this one an 8 out of 10. And while there isn't a light up lightsaber in this one, you get the best stormtroopers ever in my opinion. Those leg printings on the OG ones are amazing. The troop selection is phenomenal. The ship's still pretty good. It's a set I almost bought recently, and I'm gonna be honest with you, for the fig selection alone, this might be a 10, but I'm actually gonna give it a 9. But what would y'all rate these sets? Rating every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 39. There is not much I can tell you about the Ultimate Space Battle. It is one of the best sets of all time. I already told you that the Anakin Starfighter and the Vulture Droid's an 11 out of 10. I'll give this one a 10 because I didn't have it as a kid and I don't have that kind of nostalgia, but it's definitely goated. This one would totally join the goated list, but I know it's a fragile POS. So 9 out of 10, but it still looks great. But this bad boy doesn't look too great. For the first go on many models is really rough and the Sandcrawler did get it dirty. At least it's a beast though. I'll give this bad boy a 6 out of 10, but what would y'all rate these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 40. This collector's collection's pretty cool. You get some mini builds, you get 2 big sets. It's nice. I'll give this one an 8 out of 10 for its uniqueness. Even though I have huge nostalgia for the Anakin Skywalker Starfighter, this combo with just a little poly bag just doesn't make sense to me, so like 7 out of 10. And then this is just so weird. It's just like, oh, throw it together. We need to sell it off shelves. 6 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever. Part 41. The 2005 weird mini build combos just keep popping up. Here's another one. Not much better than the last one with the Anakin Starfighter. Another 7 out of 10. But then we got some cool things. This display with a light up Anakin with a metal VIP gala from the Toy Fair. I like this. This is an 8 out of 10. Not much else to say about the Luminara. It's the same thing. I like it just as much. 8 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever. Part 42. Light up Vader poly bag. Nothing special other than its rarity and its poly bag. Not much to say here. It's a 4 out of 10. Vader transformation, I gave a decent score, but the packaging is really cool here, so this is a 7 out of 10. And then for our first 2006 set, I do own this, and looking at it again, man, I kind of want to rebuild it. The V-Wing does look really solid here, 8 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever. Part 43. The TIE Interceptor got a little bit of an upgrade, but not too much. It's still the blue, so in that era you can kind of tell that they're a little bit lacking. It's a 6 out of 10. But the A-Wing I very much like. The stickers on the front are great. I had this set, and this is a great representation of what LEGO Star Wars was like during this era. 8 out of 10. The B-Wing's the same thing. It's an upgrade from the last one, but it's still a ship design that I do not care for. 6 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever. Part 44. Now this is where the Slave ones start getting pretty dang good. The figure selection's also pretty solid for this one, so I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I adore the sail barge and giving us a Sarlacc pit, giving us a skiff. That's something we don't get nowadays. It's goated. Great figure selection. I have this one built to this day. It's a 9 out of 10. For a while I was nostalgia struck on this Star Destroyer, but that open bridge with Technic beams sticking out is awful. This is a 6 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever. Part 45. The X-Wings continued to get better as the years went on, and this one's another great one. Also, 6 figures with an X-Wing's like an all-time max, so this is a 9 out of 10. And then the Turbo Tank's just as great as it was. I got this version personally when I was a kid. I never got the light-up window, so for me, it's still a 10 out of 10. And the UCS AT-ST's kind of banging. I don't really see what they can do to make this one better. I think this is a 9 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever. Part 46. The UCS TIE Advanced is almost so good that I want another one. Bonus points for ending the blue TIE era. They did nail it back then, but I know they could do better today. It's an 8 out of 10. And then we have 2 different combo sets, and what is this? I don't understand doing combo sets when they're not even the same era of Star Wars. It's a 6 out of 10. And while at least this makes more sense because they're both flying ships, you could have just did an AT-RT and the Anakin Starfighter and it would have been the best combo. This is a 7 out of 10 though. But what would you rate these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever. Part 47. Now this is the kind of combo pack I like. Yes, you get the amazing X-Wing, but then you get this really interesting statue of Luke in his pilot suit. Not bad, I give this another 9 out of 10. And then we get the Battle Droid pack to destroy all Battle Droid packs in the future. 4 Battle Droids, 3 Super Battle Droids for $10. We could only dream. 10 out of 10. And then another goated battle pack right afterward. 2 specialized troops, 2 normal troops, great little blaster turret, great speeder, 10 out of 10. Back to back, first time ever in this series. But what would you rate these sets? Ranking every LEGO Star Wars set ever. Part 48. They did pretty well with the first Grievous Starfighter, but I will get on its nerve for one thing. You didn't include his cape. That's the best part of this OG Grievous. Plus we get better Starfighters in the future, so it's a 7 out of 10. But this AT-ST, even though it looks very funky, it does have the nostalgia to it. Something about it just has a lot of charm. So you know what? 8 out of 10. And then another upgraded Y-Wing, we always love to see it. But this one also just kind of feels a little skinny to me. So I'm gonna give it another 7 out of 10. But what would you grade these sets? Grading every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 49. With the landing craft being a ship we do not see often in LEGO and some nice sand troopers, this set does stand the test of time. It's an 8 out of 10. And the Naboo N1 Starfighter keeps getting better as the years go on. Plus you give us a great Vulture droid. This is another 8 out of 10. And then the Jedi Starfighter with Hyper Ring, great set, but you also get a Kit Fisto on top of it. This one's absolutely iconic. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. But what would you rate these sets? Rating every LEGO Star Wars set ever, part 50. And then the remakes keep coming. Another great MTT, and honestly with that many droids, if you gave it a 10 out of 10 off the jump on that alone, fair enough. But for me it's a 9, it's not reaching that legendary level. And another great Sith Infiltrator, I think that the curved pieces for the wings look a little skinny, but otherwise pretty decent. It's probably as good as they could get for the time, so 7 out of 10. And then we get the TIE Crawler, which is absolutely legendary because of how unique and weird it is. One of the few expanded universe sets we gotten, and you know what? I like it. It's an 8 out of 10. But what would you rate these sets?